Ahead on News 3 now at 10, 3 snowmobile rescues in northeastern Wisconsin leads to a DNR warning for the dangers of drinking and snowmobiling. Clear and cold right now, but Gary says more snow is on the way. He'll update you at his first alert forecast.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 10.
Well, thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10. Charlotte is off tonight. DNR wardens say a recent string of snowmobile accidents in Wisconsin highlights the importance of driver safety. Adam Duxter joins us after speaking with a warden today who says alcohol played a role in the majority of these crashes. Adam?
Yeah, well, Eric, last Saturday in Peshtigo, wardens responded to 3 snowmobile crashes in one night. And they say all 3 could have been fatal had they not intervened. With many snowmobile courses up north still open, it's no question plenty of Wisconsinites will head up for a weekend of fun.
Everybody's out there recreating. They want to have a good time, and we want them to have a good time as well.
However, wardens from across the state are now warning riders to be cautious after 2 broke through the ice in Peshtigo last Saturday.
Traveling down frozen rivers is never really a great idea. I mean, ice, there is no way of telling if ice is safe. The only thing really consistent about ice is that it breaks.
The DNR says the second person who fell in the ice was there trying to help the first. They say if you need help, call them instead. Donar says his best piece of advice is never to ride alone.
Always, when you're out traveling, make sure that you're traveling with a buddy. That buddy system works a lot. You have somebody that can make a phone call if they need to call 911 versus if it's just you and you go through the ice, your cell phone's probably not going to work.
But water rescues were not the only part of the wardens' jobs up north this past weekend. They also responded to a snowmobile driver who crashed into a tree. Officials found them unconscious. One common denominator in all these crashes, the use of alcohol.
Anytime when you're talking operating while you've consumed alcohol, it's never a good idea. Whether it's in a vehicle, ATV, snowmobile, boat, anything like that.
And while Donar says the DNR is there to enforce the rules, ultimately he says they're there to protect and make sure everyone on the trails has a good time.
We just want to make sure that everybody remains safe when they are out there.
And Warden Donar says it's also smart for snowmobilers to travel with an ice pick and flotation device in case they do find themselves breaking through the ice. And if you suspect someone is riding under the influence, they say the best thing you can do is call 911.
Important safety reminders every year. Adam Duxter, thank you. Another alert day in the forecast tonight with the return of some bitter cold. Chief Meteorologist Gary Cadalti in the Weather Center. Your first alert forecast, Gary.
Well, we just can't catch a break. Either we're dealing with a winter storm or we're dealing with bitterly cold air. Tonight it's the bitterly cold weather that's moving in. On Doppler track, things very quiet. Skies have been clear. This morning, temperatures dropped to below 0 here in Madison, down to 2 below, but temperatures were in the single digits and teens below 0 to our north and west. High temperatures made it up into the single digits to around 10 degrees, but those temperatures have fallen quite a bit. We're down to 3 degrees above 0 here in Madison. It's below 0 north and west of the Dells. Camp Douglas down to 8 below. Black River Falls already down to 20 below 0, and wind chills, where there is a bit of a breeze, dropping between 15 and 20 below 0. Wind chill advisories are in effect through 9 a.m. tomorrow for areas west of Platteville to Lone Rock to Wisconsin Dells line. By tomorrow morning, temperature should be between about 5 and 10 below 0, with wind chills as cold as minus 20. Tomorrow, though, we'll see a little more cloud cover in the afternoon. Our high temperature getting back up to 17, but snow is on the way for Sunday. I'll tell you how much in the forecast in a few minutes.
All right, Gary, thank you. And on that frigid night last night, many of us heard loud booming noises, the result of what are known as ice quakes. Water underground freezes and expands, but can it affect the foundations of our homes? An expert weighs in with an answer.
You have to be really unlucky to have foundation damage from an ice quake. And your foundation would already have to be close to, some point of giving way. And if it were at that state, then an ice quake, the shaking from an ice quake might cause a crack to grow larger or become visible.
Others were also asking why they could hear the boom from the roof or maybe the side of their house if it was coming from the ground. Well, Chuck explained that if you have a low frequency inside your home, it could cause your roof to flex a bit and make it sound like the roof is booming as well. Now, some noises you're hearing could be actually coming from your house itself. The cold temperatures cause materials to contract, including wood, metal, and glass. Contractors say shouldn't worry about any of those noises that come from those contractions. They typically won't cause any damage, but they do warn that sometimes they could trigger security alarms if you have one. More local news now. We are learning more tonight about the man accused of attacking a UW-Madison student. 22-year-old Jerome Winslow had 3 prior felonies, 2 in Dane County, 1 in Jefferson County. Court documents show in 2017, Winslow robbed a man at gunpoint on the UW Whitewater campus, and a police officer was injured while running after him. The court stayed an 8-year prison sentence, and he was only put on probation for 6 years. Jefferson County District Attorney Susan Happ had recommended prison time and said Winslow had been given too many chances. Rising concerns about an apartment building designed for homeless families prompting action by the city of Madison. Police records show they've been called to Tree Lane Apartments nearly 400 times now since the building opened in June. With dozens of disturbance calls and a few battery and weapons offenses included among those calls, neighboring residents and businesses have been telling the city they've had enough. Mayor Paul Soglin asked the city's attorney office to send a chronic nuisance premises declaration to Heartland Housing, the Chicago-based owner of the complex.
Heartland has come to the table and has met with us, but we wanted to be more assertive in terms of coming up with an abatement plan that we think will really address the issues.
If Heartland does not follow through with the abatement plan they're being asked to make with this letter, the city can fine them or bill them for police costs. When asked for comment, Heartland Housing says they have not received any notices from the city, but in a statement, the property owner says it is committed to providing the resources to help its residents thrive and has expanded hours of security at their sites. New at 10 tonight, Sun Prairie police are looking for a woman who stole nearly $2,000 from a bank. Police released security photos today. They say the woman stole $1,700 from Starian Financial Bank using a quick change scam. She gave a teller 37 $100 bills and asked to exchange them for $50 bills. She then asked for those bills to be exchanged for $20 bills. That's when the teller asked for some identification. She asked for the $100 bills back then, along with 34 $50 bills. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Sun Prairie Police Department. The Wisconsin State Patrol and the Columbia County Sheriff's Office says they spent 2 hours tonight looking for a runaway driver on the interstate. State Patrol says a crashed pickup truck was blocking the center and right lanes of I-90-94 southbound. This was around mile marker 119 just before 6 o'clock. First responders say when they showed up, the driver took off on foot into a nearby woods. The driver has not been identified or located. The truck has since been towed away. Students at Madison College are providing free dental care for children for the past 15 years now. Students with the college's dental hygienist program have offered the free care. The program provides kids with an opportunity to have their teeth examined, cleaned, and x-rayed by future dental hygienists. The clinic coordinator says the students benefit as much as the children. This is now the 50th anniversary of the dental hygiene program at Madison College. After concern from numerous parents, leaders at the Iowa Grant School District are defending an idea to move to larger class sizes. They say cutting class sections from 4 to 3 will free up teachers to do other things like support lower achieving students or focus on technology. It's a topic that'll be discussed at a school board meeting Monday at 6:30 p.m. Happening now in Fond du Lac County, the district attorney there says a man who died while in police custody late last year died from acute cocaine toxicity. During a press conference this afternoon, the DA played police dash cam footage of officers detaining Christopher Carey while they examined his vehicle. The video stops when Carey showed signs of medical distress in the back of the squad car. He says once officers realized Carey needed medical help, they acted quickly.
The officers acted swiftly and appropriately to bring help to him. At that point, the officers only had the possibility of knowing that cocaine may be involved. Mr. Carey did not make any statements of possessing, consuming, or having any cocaine on his person or ingesting any.
Christopher Carey was initially stopped on a traffic violation. Tony said the vehicle Carey was driving did not have a front license plate. He didn't have a driver's license, and he was not wearing a seatbelt. Charges could come as soon as this weekend against 26-year-old Jordan Fricke. He is the man accused of shooting and killing Milwaukee police officer Matthew Rittner. The spokesperson with the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office says they have forwarded the case now to prosecutors. The city held a vigil tonight in Rittner's honor. And also in Milwaukee, a Department of Public Works employee was killed this morning by a hit-and-run driver. 54-year-old Brian Rodriguez was hit while filling potholes on the city's near north side. Police say the driver of that vehicle drove off, but Milwaukee Mayor Tom Barrett says police now have a suspect in custody. The Wisconsin State Patrol looking for more people to join the force. 16 cadets have been working for 26 weeks now at Fort McCoy. They need to complete nearly 1,100 hours of training before graduation. There are many fields where troopers are needed, so recruiters are always looking for people with at least 60 college credits in any degree. Now, if you'd like to join the Wisconsin State Patrol Academy, you can apply through the DOT website, and that is wisconsin.dot.gov, and the application deadline is March 31st. Still ahead on News 3 Now at 10, we've showcased a lot of Wisconsin-themed bobbleheads on News 3 Now over the years. Well, now many of them have a new home, and we'll take you there next. A mistrial has been declared in the case of Austin Valdez in Iowa County. Valdez was found guilty of killing his mother's husband there last March. More on that story at channel3000.com. The flag atop the White House has been lowered to half-staff in remembrance of former Michigan Representative John Dingell. He died yesterday. He had been the longest-serving member of Congress in U.S. history under Presidents Eisenhower through Obama. More than 59 years served. Dingell was 92. Virginia Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax was hit with a charge of sexual assault from a second woman today, an allegation he again denies. CBS News' Tom Hansen with the latest.
Virginia Governor Ralph Northam said Friday afternoon he will not resign, and the man who would replace him, Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax, is now facing a second allegation of sexual assault. In a statement issued by her lawyers, Meredith Watson says Fairfax raped her in 2000 in a, quote, premeditated and aggressive attack when both were Duke University students. Fairfax quickly responded. In a statement, he denied the new accusation as demonstrably false and said he has, quote, never forced myself on anyone ever. Fairfax demanded a full investigation, saying he has nothing to hide and said he will not resign. But with the latest turn, many lawmakers are demanding just that. Earlier this week, California professor Vanessa Tyson accused Fairfax of sexually assaulting her at the Democratic National Convention in 2004.
And this is one of the most blatant examples of a smear that I think you can see was something that's completely uncorroborated.
A Virginia delegate tweeted that he would begin impeachment proceedings against Fairfax if he has not resigned by Monday.
2 women have come forward. Can't question their motivations. They're clearly very credible people. These are very serious accusations, and he's unfit to serve office.
Governor Northam under fire for a racist 1984 medical school yearbook photo he says he's not in, met with John Boyd Jr., president of the National Black Farmers Association.
I believe what he's saying, and I believe that the governor should be given another chance here to govern in Virginia.
Northam emailed state employees, calling it a painful week for all Virginians. Tom Hansen, CBS News.
In a joint statement, Democrats from both houses said Fairfax can no longer fulfill his duties to the Commonwealth of Virginia because of the serious nature of the allegations and needs to address them as a private citizen. They urged him to resign, as did the Virginia Legislative Black Caucus. The Supreme Court has blocked a controversial abortion law. It happened last night, hours before it was to go into effect. The 5-4 vote temporarily blocked a law in Louisiana that would have required doctors who perform abortions at clinics to have admitting privileges at nearby hospitals. Conservative Chief Justice John Roberts sided with the court's 4 liberal judges to stop the law from taking effect. The court's 4 conservatives dissented, including the newest Justice Brett Kavanaugh. The court still has to decide in the next few months whether to hear the case next term. A legendary singer and former member of Fleetwood Mac has suffered vocal cord damage after emergency surgery. Lindsey Buckingham underwent open heart surgery last week, but doctors say it resulted in that vocal damage. Buckingham's wife says they're not sure if the damage is permanent, but they do remain hopeful. All of his upcoming tour dates have been canceled. He was fired by Fleetwood Mac last year after a disagreement about a world tour. The National Bobblehead Hall of Fame Museum now open to the public in Milwaukee. With more than 6,500 figures on display right now, they're in the process of having the collection certified as the world's largest by the Guinness Book of World Records. The founders of the museum have been working on it since 2014. The museum also produces several bobbleheads that you can buy. They recently put out a bobblehead of UW band director Mike Leckrone in honor of his retirement. Well, it's cold outside, but warm inside as many gathered at Smart Motors to support Geo's Garden at Geo's Wintry Affair, founded by my co-anchor Charlotte Deleste in honor of her son Geo. That's where she is tonight, by the way. The nonprofit Therapeutic Respite Center provides care and therapy to children ages birth through 6 with special needs. A Wintry Affair is an evening filled with food and drinks and music by the Blue Olives. And Gary, they raffled off a trip to Punta Cana, the Dominican Republic, tonight. That sounds like that might be a good alternative to what we're dealing with, because it's been very cold the last 24 hours.
Yeah, and then when it warms up, we have snow. You know, that seems to be the pattern. Either we're dealing with the cold or the snow. We've got the cold right now. The snow is on the way. In fact, we have alert days in the forecast for overnight. That is for low temperatures that'll drop to around 10 below zero in most of southern Wisconsin. Wind chills could be as cold as 10 to 20 below zero. On Sunday, a weather system will bring occasional light snow through the day. I don't think it'll be heavy at any particular time, but it'll be enough to squeeze out anywhere from about 1 to 4 inches of accumulation. And then on Tuesday, we have the potential for a more significant winter storm, actually starting late Monday night through much of the day. On Tuesday, there could be some heavy snow at times, significant accumulation of 6 inches or more, a possibility out of that storm, and then perhaps another one toward the end of the week. Now, tonight, things are very quiet across Wisconsin. Skies cleared out. We had sunshine today. Didn't help temperatures very much. Snow showers on the other side of Lake Michigan, downwind from Lake Superior. Very typical lake effect snows. Temperatures right now, single digits above zero in eastern Wisconsin. Out to the west, those temperatures already below zero. And then you get into Minnesota, you're seeing temperatures between about 15 and 20 below zero. Wind chills right now running about 20 to 25 degrees below zero. That's because the winds aren't as strong as they were last night, but still strong enough that wind chill advisory has been issued and runs till 9 o'clock tomorrow morning west of a line from around Platteville to Lone Rock to Wisconsin Dells. That area could see wind chills down to about 20 to 25 below zero. Now, if we take a look at the snowfall forecast, this is from the European computer model for the Monday snow, about a 2 to 3 or 4 inch snowfall expected over southern Wisconsin. Then another storm system on Tuesday brings an additional 6 to 8 inches of snow, at least according to the European computer model. The GFS computer model, the U.S. one, shows about a 1 to 4 inch snowfall. This time the heavier amounts down toward the Illinois state line. So exactly where that heaviest band of snow will fall still remains to be seen. About another 6 inches for the storm on Tuesday. But then beyond that, look at this. We have more snow in the forecast. This is as you go into Friday. And then another storm system early next week. You total that all up, there could be parts of northwestern Wisconsin that over the next 10 days could see as much as 2 feet of snow. And we could be close to a foot here in Madison if all of that snow does materialize. So I tell you, we're in a very active weather pattern. But as we take a look at the live view from the Edgewater Sky Cam in downtown Madison, no snow tonight. Skies are clear, but it is cold out there. Our low this morning dropped to 2 below zero. Our high temperature, a balmy 8. And right now we're just above zero at 3 degrees. The air is calm, so no wind chill to speak of this hour. But as we take a look at an active weather pattern, look at the storm systems just kind of lined up in the Pacific Ocean. They're going to follow along a jet stream right through the central part of the United States, right along this jet stream, just one right after another. And that's why about every 2 days we'll be dealing with the possibility for snow or some kind of mixed precipitation depending on the actual temperatures. Right now it's the cold air that's in place. High pressure extends from Canada down into the central part of the country. Temperatures are in the teens as far south as southern Missouri, but well below zero to our north and to our west. And then as you take a look at future track, you can see quiet conditions for tomorrow. The clouds start moving in late in the day, and then here comes the snow late tomorrow night into Sunday. That'll move through again with about a 1 to 4 inch snowfall. The next storm system already starting to take shape to our south and west, and that'll be in here for Monday night and Tuesday. So again, wind chill advisory in effect until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, west of a Platteville to Lone Rock to Wisconsin Dulles line. Look for a low of 9 below zero by morning with wind chills perhaps as cold as 20 below zero in spots. Tomorrow we'll see more clouds in the afternoon after a partly sunny start to the day. The high temperature at 17. On future track, you can see those temperatures dropping to near 10 below zero tomorrow morning, into the upper teens for highs tomorrow. Then for tomorrow night, you can see the clouds moving in. Snow will arrive by Sunday morning, and then pretty much steady snow for much of the day on Sunday with highs in the mid-20s. As we take a look at the 10-day forecast, again, those chances for snow Tuesday and then Thursday, and then another storm system perhaps for the early part of the following week as well. So they're just kind of lined up one right after another, and in between, you know, a little colder. Boy, just can't break this pattern. Everybody wanted to know when winter is going to get here? Well, it's here. Thank you.
But you know what's great about winter in Wisconsin is hockey. You got hockey season.
That's true.
We've got a big weekend, a special weekend of Badger hockey. It begins tonight. Jay will have the details. Story coming up in sports.
A big weekend of Badger hockey begins tonight. Tomorrow night, Mark Johnson will have his number 10 retired when the men's team plays Ohio State. Tonight's honorary captain, Grant Stanbrook, who was an assistant coach on 3 Badger national championship teams for Bob Johnson and Jeff Sauer. In the game, the Badgers take it to the 3rd-ranked team in the country. Madison West's Mick Messner is at the right place at the right time. That's his 6th goal of the year. It's 1-0 Wisconsin. The Buckeyes tie it up with a power play goal in the 3rd period. It's John Wiedela, the son of former Badger Marty Wiedela. He gets the goal. It's 1-1. It goes to overtime. Final 15 seconds. Ohio State digs it out of the corner, and Buckeyes defenseman Matt Miller backhands it in. It is a frustrating loss for the Badgers at the Kohl Center tonight. Final score in overtime, Ohio State 2, Wisconsin 1. That Mark Johnson number retirement ceremony begins at 6:30 tomorrow night. Johnson's women's hockey team begins its home series tomorrow afternoon at 2 at LeBon Arena against Minnesota State. The Badger men's basketball team left for Michigan late this afternoon. They'll just have a shoot-around at Chrysler Arena tomorrow morning, then play the Wolverines at 11 a.m. Now, you'd think Michigan's going to be a little surly when they face Wisconsin, since the Badgers handed the Wolverines their first loss of the season 3 weeks ago when Badger fans stormed the court at the Kohl Center. The Badgers figure the Wolverines will be a little grumpy tomorrow.
They're going to want to beat us pretty good after we gave them their first loss this season. And it's another Big Ten game on the road, which is always tough, so it'll be a dogfight.
We're getting to the end of the regular season in girls high school basketball, and you have to figure the Beaver Dam girls team will be playing quite a few more games. The Beavers have won the state title the last 2 years, and tonight they wrap up another Badger North Conference title with a win against Reedsburg on senior night. Beaver Dam has 3 Division I recruits, including Tara Stoffaker, who's coming to Wisconsin next season. The Beaver Dam girls have lost only 3 games in the last 3 years. Their only loss this year was at a team from Florida. Tonight's conference clinching final, Beaver Dam 79 and Reedsburg 41. In the Big 8 tonight, Middleton beat Craig 68-67, and Madison East beat Sun Prairie 62-61 in overtime, so it's all tied for first in the conference. And our next Prep Mania game of the week is Thursday night. We'll have Middleton and Sun Prairie girls basketball live on channel3000.com, 7:15 p.m. Thursday night. Bucks at Dallas tonight. It's another comfortable win. Giannis, 29 points, 17 rebounds. The Bucks are 41-13 on the season. They win 122-107. They're home to Orlando tomorrow night. And tomorrow night, a new era begins in football with the start of the Alliance of American Football. It's a new league with some familiar names like former Badger quarterback Scott Tolzien and former Alabama running back Trent Richardson. Tomorrow night on CBS and WISC Channel 3, you can see the San Antonio Commanders against the San Diego Fleet at 7 o'clock. And we'll be right back.
A final check of the forecast with Gary.
Yeah, temperature's cold out there right now. Single digits above zero and below zero to our north and to our west. Wind chills generally below zero. In some cases as cold as about 20 below. And by tomorrow, look for a high of 17. Some snow Sunday, maybe a 1 to 4 inch range there. A heavier snowstorm possible on Tuesday. Another storm toward the end of the week and another one toward the end of the weekend.
All right, Gary, thank you very much. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10. Hope you have a great weekend.